and sit in the chamber. We're about to start. We request that we don't make noise. We keep our phone on silence. We don't talk. We allow the proceedings. Sonke masilana, parliament yethu, Senior Citizen Sector Parliament 2024. Singabo gogo nabomkhulu parliament yethu. We need to listen to those issues. Bazokhuluma ama issues abalulekile ayas affecta sonke singabo gogo nabomkhulu. So Stella bonke abantu switch off, put your phone on silence, and then we don't talk to each other. We allow the proceedings to go on without any noise. Let's move, Ayanda. Tell them all to come and sit down. We're about to start in 2 minutes.
We are in the, you see, we are in the parliament. We are in now you're calling me with the video.
She was asking in the event that when the location and Bagata properties,
Ja, en als er het zo gaan komt, en als het zo is, en als het zo is, als ze het toelaat, kijk, daar is mijn zweet en los. Ja, dan laat ik het, dan breng je die mic mee, en dan zingen we net een beetje, dan zet het zo laat die government. En onze mensen moeten niet eens about that. Ja, ik heb het ook gezegd.
We are about to start. We need to put our cell phones on silence. We need to make sure that when the proceeding starts, we don't make noise so that we allow an opportunity for the sector to ventilate their issues within the parliament.
Two.
And labo ba attendile sicela beze lana. Oh, we are still waiting for Winterfeld and Mabopane. Ne?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
No, no, we
Oh,
don't
God.
use electoral.
1, 2.
But they are familiar with the process. Yeah, we are having a draft.
No, I was saying on the
No,
laptop.
no speaking list. By the time we arrive,
No, what for now? For now, maybe this is. I get a laptop. I give a total for
no, 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 no. We are having drafts.
Oh, man, we can start.
Yeah, we can start. They are familiar with the process, and then solely, in the meantime, if the speaking list are not here, we will draft. And they know them, and they know themselves.
No, let's start.
Yes.
When we can
No, they are 5 minutes out. They're coming. They're top.
Yeah.
Eish, they are one. Ngiyalunga mntombi. Saudi Arabia. Le kae mama? Re teng. Ye? I'm not sure. Ke rena re no ya mo ka moka, ke tsebo.
Oh, ne ke nagana gore o ebile nna le ba mooki.
Re tswalela gona kwa. Johannesburg kwa. Formal. Batlile. O right.
Yeah, you're right.
Sikhulumile zona.
Yes.
Uyashesha, mara I've asked them to give me time. Let's make way to our seats. We are about to start. And then don't forget that your cell phone should be on silent. Sibeka amafoni wethu ku silent. Re beye di-phone tša rena mo silenting gore re tle kgone go thoma gabotse. Ge re thomile, we don't. Sorry. Mola ba tia ba ringa, they ring the bell there. They ring a bell there.
Ring the bell.
Yeah. Swara, go tsena le bona
Where
ke
is the
go
bell?
tlo speaker. They ring a bell there.
Let it ring. Let it ring. Where are they? Where is the? Where are you?
Speaker, all rise.
Good morning, everybody. I now will call for a moment of silent prayer or any meditation. Amen. I now call all the house to sing the national anthem. be seated. I will now like to take this opportunity to welcome the chairperson of committees, Mr. Tulani, Honorable Tulani Kunene, and ask him to declare the Khutsong Multi-Purpose Centre as the precinct of this Gauteng legislature.
Sanibonani. Dumelang. I, Tulani Kunene, as the Deputy Chair of Committees, hereby declare Khutsong South Recreation Centre in Merafong Local Municipality as the precinct of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature in terms of Rule 59 of the Standing Rules of the Gauteng Legislature, read together with Section 2, Subsection 1, and Section 28 of the Powers, Privileges, and Immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act Number 4 of 2004. The precincts of Parliament or provincial legislatures are described as follows. The precincts of Parliament is the area of land and every building or part of building under Parliament's control, including the chambers in which the proceedings of the houses are conducted and the galleries and lobbies of the chambers. Every part of the buildings in which chambers are situated and every forecourt, yard, garden, enclosure, or open space appurtenant thereto. Committee rooms and other meeting places provided or used primarily for Parliament's purposes, and every other building or part of building provided or used in connection with the proceedings of Parliament, while so used. So for the duration of this meeting, this place will be the precinct of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. Thus, the standing rules of the legislature will apply and govern all the engagements of the day. I thank you. Ke a leboga.
Can we give him another round of applause, please? Thank you, Honorable Chikumene, for declaration of the precinct. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the Councillor of Merafong Local Municipality, Councillor Mukandi, to welcome and address the House. Is Councillor Mukandi in? I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the Councillor of Merafong Local Municipality, Councillor Mngande, to welcome and address the House.
Good morning, everyone. Sanbonani, Dumelang. My name is Councillor Terence Mngandi. I'm the ward councillor in the space. This is Ward 2. I must say that we are truly blessed as Merafong. I'm standing here as a ward councillor. I know that the speaker was supposed to be in command. He was invited, but because today we are having a council meeting, which started at 10 o'clock, I'm also expected right after this to join that council meeting, if you may allow, Program Director. Well, the 2024 Senior Citizen Sector Parliament hosted by the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, I know it aims to empower senior citizens by providing them a platform to voice their concerns, share their experiences, and contribute to policy making. This, I believe, is an annual gathering. Celebrates 30 years of democracy, highlighting the critical role of senior citizens in shaping South Africa's history and the future. Through this event, the legislature seeks to enhance civic participation, address issues affecting the elderly, strengthen community bonds, discussions, and outcomes will guide policy directions, ensuring that the voices of senior citizens are acknowledged and respected in Gauteng's provincial legislature. Like I said earlier, we are truly honored. This is the first time. We are blessed, Program Director. As I stand here, I would like to welcome everyone. I know this is Gauteng. The entire Gauteng is here, to my understanding. So you're all welcomed. I wish all your engagements are fruitful, guiding, as I've mentioned earlier on, in bringing improving the lives of our senior citizens and South Africa as a whole. So with those few words, I would like to welcome everyone. You're all welcomed. Feel at home, engage. All the best. Thank you very much, Program Director.
Thank you, Councillor Terence Mngandi, for the warm welcome. Now, I will welcome the Speaker of Gauteng Legislature, Honorable Morakane Mosupie, to address the House on the purpose and the significance of the sector parliament. Hand of applause, please. It's too far to come to the stage, ne? You need to shake that body.
Bagolo dumelang. Madam Speaker, Madam Deputy Speaker, and the other presiding officers, table assistants, good morning. The hosting ward councillor, Mr. Terence Mngandi, Chairperson of Committees, Honorable Dalton Abrams, Deputy Chairperson of Committees, Honorable Tulani Kunene, the Office of the Premier, Chairperson of Social Development Committee, Honorable Tlo Chokwe, honorable members, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, bagolo ba rona ba re ba ratang le baagi ba Gauteng, ke le dumedise gape, madume ga fe le bagolo. Ke le dumedise gape in the name of our beloved Lord Jesus Christ. Ke re gape, God is good. All the time. It is a privilege. Oh, Madam Speaker, allow me to table the Premier's apology Ditiro a di latsane bagolo. President o mo kopile hore a attend something else, so o romela le ena gape ditumediso tsa gae. So it is a privilege to address you today on the purpose of this Senior Citizen Sector Parliament, a platform created to elevate the voices of our elders at a critical time in our country's journey. Today, under the theme, 30 Years of Democracy, Lest We Forget, I close the quote. We reflect on the invaluable wisdom and legacy our senior citizens bring, and our shared duty to honor their aspirations and safeguard your rights as our senior citizens. This Parliament seeks to focus on the needs, the challenges, and contributions of our elders, especially through discussions on the South African law of succession as it impacts senior citizens. La itse bagolo gore molao o le wa lekokona kere bana ba le tshwenya ka ona ba le goga ba le irang so re le fa tšhono ka tšhono gore le buisane le government gore government e kgone go itse gore ke eng se le se lakatsang ke eng se le ka bona se le batlang go bona se iragale. So by empowering you with knowledge and establishing mechanisms for advocacy, we aim to support your well-being, your security, and influence in shaping governance. We also believe in the essential role that you play in society, not only as guides for the younger generation, but as active participants whose insights shape our country's social, economic, and political landscape. Kontleng ga lona bagolo ge re bua nnete fela e senang bana ba phefo a gona ko country e yang ge re sa utlwelle bagolo ba rona re tlo latlhega re tlo tsena mo sekgweng re sa itse ko re lebileng. So this Parliament provides a vital platform for these contributions, supported by the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, which strives to empower and inspire senior citizens across the region. This gathering aims to focus on specific issues affecting yourselves as our senior citizens, and it is urgent that we address this matter. Our goal is to address gaps in services and protections which have left many seniors facing hardships. La hlokomezwa bagolo ke nnete fela a go monate a go pila re phela ka letswalo ba bang ge re nna re lebella dio tse di ragalang batho ba bagolo re badimo ba ka se re roballe. So a go rena nako ya o tshameka re tshwantse re re show gore re lukisa mo go senyegileng ene re go lukisa ka nako gore re sketlete ra nna le matsapa a eleng gore ga ra tlhoke. Bible ya re ruta kere gore re tshwantse re tlhompe bagolo ba rona gore malatsi a rona a kgone a oketsege. Yaanong malatsi a ka se oketsege fela for monate e le gore ra itaola ra solla a re itse kore yang ka one re sa utlwelle bagolo ba rona. So ke re tse re lekang go se ira ka tseno gore re tletle re kgone go tsaya re anye mo letseleng la lona batsadi ba rona re kgone go itse gore keng se re tshwantse re sire re dirisa molao o leng teng gore le tletle re kgone go le protecta ka mokgwa molao o re bolelelang gore re tshwantse re ire yalo. So, purpose of today's event. The Senior Citizen Sector Parliament empowers elders to take an active role in the governance of Gauteng, offering a structured forum to debate issues directly impacting them, yourselves, through this event. So we strive to encourage senior citizens to participate in decision-making processes, to directly shape laws and policies that affect your lives. We also want to showcase the Gauteng Provincial Legislature role in lawmaking, in oversight, in public participation, and cooperative governance. We also want to strengthen ties between the Gauteng Provincial Legislature and NGOs focused on senior citizens' issues, on ensuring collaborative efforts to better outcomes. Ra itse gore di kopano tsa lona gantsi le di registered le under the NGOs. Am I correct, Speaker? Yes. So that relationship is very important gore re kgone go e forja re age gore e kgone go nna le mosola e ska nna fela gore le na le di NGO re tla go lena ge o ka re ja ke boduta re tso re ireng and then re tlo le tshwenya fela gore tlang a re kopane le lona. That's not correct. So if you have NGOs that are registered re tshwantse regularly re nne re tle re tlo boledisana le lona gore re tlhaloganye gore ditlhokwa tsa lona ke eng le tlhaloganya molao bjang le tlhaloganya gore molao o tshwantse le thusa go fitlha mo kae le rona re ire mmereko o eleng gore re tshwantse re ruire. So we also have to align our efforts across departments like social development, to create unified approach to senior welfare. So this sector parliament celebrates the significant role senior citizens play in political, social and economic spheres. The Gauteng Provincial Legislature is committed to ensuring that committees such social development and health uphold their mandate to craft legislation and perform oversight for senior citizens' rights and well-being. So, Madam Speaker, we are inspired by Nelson Mandela's example. We honor his values of resilience and dedication. As Madiba taught us, achieving ideals often demands sustained effort and adaptability. The Gauteng Provincial Legislature stands committed to addressing senior citizens' issues with unwavering dedication and a flexible approach. Re tshwanetse re kgone go utlwelela go ya ka tse lona le di tlhokang. Ntse re gakolla gore molao o re molao mo o re molao o re re ire dilo ka mokgwa o latelang. Ha ra tshwanela go impose our ideas on you. Le re godisitse, after all, who are we to then tell you how to run your lives? It le be le lenyatso le leng gore le na selekano leo a ra tshwana o rile yalo. So ke ka mokgwa re lekang gore ka tseno re kgone go utlwisisana le lona le le bagolo ba rona. So let this parliament be an evidence to your invaluable role. May it reinforce your voice as guardians of values and principles, qualities that we need in our country, that we need to revive. May today's discussion resonate beyond these walls and reach our society with the strength and guidance of our elders. Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Murakane Masipia, for your address, and thank you for those supportive, educative, and wisdom words that you have given to our elderly people of Gauteng. Another round of applause. As reported, our Premier is not around. We are going to skip his part as a presentation now, and would like to welcome our IEC representative, Ms. N. Tukuli, and request her to address the senior citizen, senior parliament.
Thank you, Speaker. Morning, everyone. Allow me to step on the protocols that have already been created. I am Tombizo Twatahudi, and I'm the representative of the IEC, as the Speaker has already said. And as the IEC, we are glad to be here, to be amongst our senior citizens. The Speaker of Legislature has already said it to say, without our senior citizens, we will be lost. As the IEC, allow us to thank our senior citizens for participating for our last national and provincial elections that were held on the 29th May 2024. I need to say that our senior citizens do hit the call once the elections are called. And for that, we appreciate you. And it clearly says to us, it has been indicated earlier to say, if you do not show us the way, the younger generation will be lost. So keep on doing that. I kere a re feleletse fela ka national and provincial elections, but we also have other elections that we participate in. We are already starting to prepare for 2026 local government elections. And we are still depending on you to show the young generations the way. Ha ke rialo, in between the national and the local government elections, we have what we call the by-elections. I'm not sure if our senior citizens know and participate. But again, ka di by-elections also, most of the people that hit the call when there are by-elections within our wards are our senior citizens. Now the question to us as the IEC, we ask ourselves, sorry, where is the young generations? And as the senior citizens, do we speak to these young ones in terms of the importance of participating in our democracy through their right of voting? So that's one of the questions that when we depart or when you engage as senior citizens, you need to ask yourself, where are the young people? Are we showing them the right way? And also allow me, Speaker, to say to our senior citizens, as I'm standing here, the IEC is independent, because last week I was engaging with other senior citizens, and there is that confusion. So we are independent, we only report to Parliament. I think that one is clear. As you would know, we are a Chapter 9 institution that ensures we defend the democracy. Hence, we need to ensure there's active participation. And the Speaker Elias said, re tlhoka go nna le active citizenry. And as the IEC, we promote active citizenry through community participation. We do the voter education, we do your civic education apart from voting. And as I've said, lona le bagolo la participate, la vote akere. But besides the voting process, there's a process every undertaking within the communities. Besides, we come to your communities and we conduct the workshops, whereby we'll speak to different levels of sphere of government, which ensures or instill this importance of ensuring that the citizenry of this country go out there in numbers to go and cast their votes. And also allow me, Speaker, to deal with this issue, if people don't go out there to vote, their votes are being given some of the political parties. The message is, if a voter did not heed the call to go and vote, aba fitla ko voting station, akere ba gore, ka nako e re etsang counting ka yona, we do not have your ballot paper. So it means there's no ballot paper that we will count that represent a person who abstained from going to a voting station. So that's the myth that I thought that as the IEC we need to deal with it, to say, if you did not go and vote, we don't have your ballot paper. So during counting, there's no way that we are going to count you or you also voted. Are we fine with that one, Baho? So let us also educate the young ones. And as I end up with my address, it is said we are celebrating 30 years of democracy, and lest we forget, as we celebrate these 30 years of democracy, and rona re le IEC, re bapala a role e kgolo in terms of ensuring that there's government in this country. Allow me to say to you, when you move, relocate, either we go to the old age homes or we go and stay with our daughters and our sons or our children. Now, it's important when you move or update your details on the voters' roll. Are we clear about? It's important for you to update anyone, to update their details. It means how update the details, you are not re-registering, but you are ensuring that we have your correct address on the voters' roll. We are in a quest of ensuring that we have a voters' roll that is credible, and for it to be credible, we need the address that everyone who is a registered voter on the voters' roll. And please kindly assist us with that one. Also allow me to say to you, Gona yaanong we have tried to simplify things. Ko gae, if you have access to the internet, bana ko ntlong, or even yourself, I know bagolo ba kajeno are very technology savvy, ne? Ra itse technology akere bagolo. Yes. So you can update yourself ko o dutse at the comfort of your home by accessing our website, which is just type elections. Once you type elections, it will take you to the IEC website, whereby you need to just create a profile, and after creating a profile, you can update your details on the voters roll. So that when there are by-elections, I cannot hope like by-elections, so that when there are by-elections in your ward, o tlabeng o dula ko yona ka that particular time, at least you are able to participate. Ke a botlhokwa eo. Even our younger generations, they can also register themselves. So I'm saying to you, how to update your details that voters roll. Your 16-year-old upwards, those are our grandchildren, our 16-year-olds. Just assist them to register themselves. They can also register themselves online. So we have tried to make things simpler. You don't need to travel to the IEC office for you to update your details on the voters roll. You can do it at the comfort of your home. And you don't even need to wait for us to have a bigger project, a registration weekend. And lastly, every time when there are elections, any type of elections, you are given an opportunity, to apply for these special votes. Only when there are elections, not outside the elections. When there are elections, you are given an opportunity to apply for these special votes. Please use that opportunity. I can really simple. For us to go to you, we do understand now you want that feel like a voting station. But as the IEC, it's our duty also to take care of our senior citizens. So when the elections are called, please use that opportunity just to apply for the special vote so that we can visit you at home and offer the opportunity, the same opportunity earlier by voting station. We are just ensuring for the long period of time at the voting stations. So with that, thank you very much. Keep on passing the baton to the young ones.
Thank you, Ms. Takudi, for the IEC rep for the address. I would like to welcome the representative of the Master of the High Court, Mr. Kamohelo Sipaka, and request him to address the Senior Citizen Sector Parliament. Are you there, Mr. Kamohelo? I'm going, okay, there he comes. I told you the road to here is very long. So allow him to walk to the stage. Thank you.
Good morning. Can I proceed? Can I proceed? Good morning. My name is Kamohelo Joseph Sipaka. I'm from Department of Justice, another branch of the Master of the High Court, Johannesburg. We have been invited to come and tell the community about the services of the Master of the High Court. I occupy a position of a deputy master who oversee the appointment section. And briefly, I just want to shortly to say, Master, it's an administrative legal administrator that deals with the administration of the deceased estate, a curator, trust, insolvencies, and the likes. But we are predominantly dealing with the deceased estate. The deceased estate, the deceased estate, we cover the whole spectrum in terms of the act where we have testate and interstate successions, which means we dealing with the assets of people who have passed away. So if you come to the master's office, the services that you are expecting is service that where a person has passed away and has left the asset, or we call it kasusoto di toto. So the master is the overseer of those assets, who ensures that the creditors, the beneficiaries are paid once the estate has been lodged. So when we talk about testate estates, we talk about estate where a person who passed away has left a will. What is the importance of the will? The will helps you in making sure that whatever you leave behind, it will be arrived to the right person, which means you eliminate all the hands that will be trying to get into your assets. So you nominate a specific person. So the importance of the will is it allows you that there shouldn't be any confusion where family get involved, children get involved. The most important part is you know who is your beneficiary, you know who's your executor. The executor is a person who will be nominated in terms of the will to make sure that the assets that are left are being distributed to the executors, to the creditors and the beneficiaries. So once a person passed away, we encourage that the act also stipulates that the death of that person has to be reported to the nearest master's office in terms of jurisdiction. There are pro forma forms that a person has to complete. Where there's a will, we go in terms of the will, and the executor get appointed. Where there is no will, it's called interstate, meaning we're looking at the next of kin of the person who passed away. The next of kin could be the spouse. If there's no spouse, it will be the children. If no children, then it will be the parents. If no parents, then it will be the brothers and sisters, and for peste pay. So we are there as the master to make sure that at the end of the day, your wishes in terms of the will, but it doesn't mean when you don't have the will, your asset will not be involved, but it makes it more easier. So we are there to oversee, to make sure that the assets are being dealt with. At the end of the day, it get to be directed to the people that are that are relevant, the people that are nominated in terms of the will or the interstate section. Last month, we were actually making awareness during September, where it was a Wills Month, where we were actually teaching people about the importance of having a will. A will gives you the right of testation, meaning if you die and you leave a will, you have all the right to nominate any person. Any person, it could be the institution, it could be the church, any person. But the nice part of this document, the Act said anything that purport to be a will, whether is it handwritten, as long as it comply with the Act requirements, that once it's discovered, it has to be brought to the attention of the Master of the High Court so that it can be registered and accepted if it complies. If it doesn't comply, it will be registered and then the master won't accept it. The recourse that the person have can take the decision of the master to the High Court. So that's basically the core function. The core function of the master is to oversee the administration of the deceased section, which is predominant. The insolvencies, curators, trust, and the third. So we are there, as I said, as a legal administrator. We fall under the division of the High Court. We are not judiciary though. We are creatures of statute. It's important to know that the masters has a limited powers. We can only exercise your administrative action through the Act. I haven't prepared anything, we just arrived, we're getting lost. So if there's anything that need to be covered in terms of further questions or anything, we are around here. I may just a little bit add in terms of what I have said. I have Mr. Panama next to me that will further elaborate on the functions and what are we doing at the master and what is master. Thank you.
Morning, sir. My name is Mr. Panama. I'm the one of the assistant master at the office of the master in Joburg.
Sorry, is there your name and surname?
My first name Mpateleni.
Mpateleni, yes.
Surname Panama.
Thank you.
I'm the one of the assistant masters based at the master's office in Joburg. So I'm based more on the section called accounts. I would just want to allude on what my colleagues just said. So he basically was more on the part of the appointments. So then the question is, what happens after the executor has been appointed? There are two stages. Upon the executor being appointed, the executor is a duty to do any other document affections which are assigned to him by the law. Once you get the appointment as an executor, you need to collect all the assets, which includes assets and liabilities from the creditors and any other person who has got documents which belong to the deceased. So the executor has a duty to advertise the account in terms of section 29 to all the creditors. If the deceased has money in the banks, you need to you need to open a state account in terms of section 28. So upon following that, you need to lodge a liquidation account, which includes all the assets of the deceased. It can be a house, furniture, cars, investments, which belong to the deceased. Thereafter, you need to collect all the assets and do L&D. And then and that L&D, you need to reflect cost for advertisement. And also, estate is liable to pay master's fee, which range from 600 up to 7,000. It can't be anything above, the estate can't be liable to pay anything above 7,000. So then, in the process, you find that maybe if anyone has got interest in the estate, must lodge an objection to the estate, mostly the creditors and the beneficiaries. However, wherein the deceased has the will, account must be done in terms of the wishes of the deceased. Say, I bequeath my estate to my kids and my wife. I bequeath my estate to my sister, to my daughter.
Sorry, Pa. Can you kindly wrap up? We are pressed with time. We can give you only 2 minutes to just wrap up.
The exercise to lodge L&D, lodge with the master examine the account. Thereafter, if it's in order, the account has to be approved for a period of 21 days. And if it's in order, then the executor will have to pay all the beneficiaries. That's all. I don't know whether that covers whatever you expect from us.
Okay. A round of applause, please. Thank you, Mr. Kamkhelo Sipaka and your partner, the representatives of the Master of the High Court for the address.
Thank
And
you, ma'am.
as the Speaker of Gauteng has said, such information is very important. We just wish you could cascade it down to the elderly people in a language that they will understand best. Thank you very much.
Noted, thank you.
I hear there's a lot of, some little bit of noise that is very, I'm not sure whether it's people were not understanding or what. Can you kindly be still so that we can hear all the information people are giving us? It's very, very important. I would like to welcome the representative of the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, Advocate Matume Mudiba, to address the Senior Citizen Sector Parliament.
Dumelang, mo di programme jalena, pangwa di lori ke Matume Mudiba, ka profession ba mbicha Advocate Matume Mudiba. Ke rata ho leboga the Speaker, the Chair of Chairs of the committee in the legislature, the Deputy Chair, and the House at large. So na polelo ya ka ke tlo bolela ka succession. Rena re bolela ka succession ke ka mokgo wena o leng motswadi le ka molao gore wena o nyaka di thutu tsa o di reng a ke re ba le ba boletse ka wili. So rena nna ke bolela ka succession ge wena o na le ntlo, if you have a car or a house, ka molao rena ka se Africa re re is either ta differa ka di believe or ka mo gore dirang ka ona. Ke re ba bangwe ba re the last born ke ena a tšeang di property ntlo koloi but le a bona re na le challenge re na le yona gane bale ke bana ba rena ba lwela ntlo ya nkgono. And let's go ka law of succession ge ba le 4 o ba le bararo, then re thoma o lebella gore ke mangwanya ka property. Ge nna ke sa bereke obvious normally le rena ba Africa šetše re beela ka ntle, but ge rena re lebella molao ra lebella gore ge re dira succession ke mangwa tshwanetše gore a direng a tšee di property tša gago, because ye e tshwenyang batšofadi ba rena ga di bale ke gore batšofadi ba rena ba gakane go ke ke ba bakae ba rena ba e le goreng re tseba gore ntlo ya ka ke e fa mang. Ke no gomola ka re ka molao ke tla emela the day ke tlhokofala, then ba šala ba dirang ba e bakišana. So re tshwanetse gore part ya rena ye kgolo ke gore a re lebeleleng gore a ke re ba le boditse ka will, a re lebelele gore re ngwala mang gore tšatši le wena o tlhokofala a ke re dia succession dilo tša gago di tšee ke mang. Ge re lebelela gane bjale mo o ka bala 4 corridors of Gauteng, south, east, north, west. Ka moka re balang re bakang ntlo e one. Mo re bakang ntlo eo re baka re le ba bakae. Ke bana ba ka, ke bana ba sesi ya ka, ke bana ba buti ya ka moka re dirang re baka ntlo ya mang ya nkgono. So ge re lebelela succession ge o kgonne o e dira a re lebeleleng kore a re ska e lebelela kudu ka mokgwa e le gore re tshwanetse o nama re e lebelela ka o bala dibuka, a re e lebeleleng e le ntlo e leng gona re e bonang. Ge o na le bana ba bararo o mongwane a tlhokofala a na le bana, a na le ngwana o motee le gore o ba dula ka mo jareteng ke setlogolo a kere le dula le bona lena bokoko le borago. What will happen? Bana ba lena ba kae ba sepetse ba dula maga bona. O diregang ka nkgono a ke re ane bale ge re bolela so re bolela re lebeletše ke ba bakae ba e le gore bonkgono ba dula ka gae gane bjale ba dula ka di-backroom ba ntšhitšweng ka ntlong tša bona. Sa matomo a re lebeledišišeng gore ge re ngwala ge o ngwala goreng o ngwala Matlome ke grandson, know that your grandson o mongwadileng yena o ya ka yena o ipotša gore o na le right ya o dirang ya o koba Matlome le sesi mamma koko rile ke gae a lebala gore ke eng ke family house. Ka moka re amogelwa in a family house. So the thing ye re tshwanetse gore re lebelele mo molaong ke gore re ba bakae ba re nang le dintlo re nang le di-properties. Tseba ge o e na le bana o tshwanetse gore o be le e o nyaka mofa o e ngwala. You must write it down. Where do you write it down? In a will. Because now the challenge is we have fights all over. Every day, the master will tell you. Ba phela ba dirang, ba ya ba kokota, o kra ntlo e one. O na le o mongwe le o mongwe a nyaka go tšwelela le title deed. So, le ge re ya re bolela ka molao wa succession, tsebang the master doesn't know the elements tša gore will ye correct ke e tshwereng ke mang. So rena re tshwanetse re lokiše ge re thoma mo gore ge ke na le bana ba bakae re engwale re e bee ge re engwala o se ka bja ka fase ya mosamelo. A kere ba bangwe ba rena re sa gola grant ya gore re be re bereka mmušo. Ba bangwe re sa gola mo re be re bereka ba re file ditšhelete re ka leka gabedi gore re tšee lo tšeo. A kere o se no tlhokofala ge re nyaka dilo tša gago re ya kae. The first entry ke banka kere because anibale ge nna ke ngwadišitše le Matlome Modiba a tennis bana ba ka ba sa tsebe gore mma o na le documente ba re ke will e ko Matlome Modiba a tennis o tlo diragala. Because these are the things tše e le gore anibale di dira gore bana re thulane. O mongwe a re mma o ba na le will, o mongwe a re mma o ba sena will, then re lebelele gore na will e tla be le kae. Di basics ke gore will ya rena ka gore ka moka re nyaka gore ge motho a tlhokofala re ye bankeng. A ke re a tseba gore banka le banka ABC ka moka re o kitimela ABC gore mma o tlhokofetše. So now if re kgona a re tšeeng dilo tša rena re dingwale le mo bankeng bokhwa ba rena re bo save ko bankeng, because ge o mongwe le mongwe a tlhokofala, the first place to go ke bankeng. So ge re le batswadi,
Advocate Matume, may you kindly wrap up?
a re lebeleleng ore di-estate tša rena le molao wa rena section re tsebe gore lo tša rena re di šia go batho ba ba re nyaka gore re bafe, e se bang gore re te molao o re decidele o fe ba re be re sa nyake ba di humana. Ke a leboga.
Thank you, Advocate Matome, the representative of the Department of Justice, for the address. We've had speakers telling us a lot as elderly people. I hope we are learning so much and we can see that this sector has so much work to be done. The information is too much, and most of us, we are now old, we couldn't do it on our right time, but it's the right time to do it now. Now, we are getting to another stage now where I would like to explain to the chairpersons of the various commissions on how we will be dealing with the commission's reports. We'll be starting to get into the commissions where elderly people will be presenting their commission reports. I believe that during the discussions of the commissions in the workshops, each commission agreed on resolutions that will be presented and tabled in this house today. I will ask the person designated to present the resolution of the commission and hand over the resolutions to the service officers after the debate, who will then hand them to the table staff seated in front of me. At the end of all the debates, I will hand over all the commission's resolutions to the chairpersons of the committee of the legislature so that they can be tabled at their meeting and forwarded to the executive for action. We are going to start with the debate in the commissions. Will the secretary please read the first order?
Honorable Madam Speaker, honorable members, I greet you all. We are now going to listen to the report on housing. I thank you. The first person will be Honorable Jones. This one. Help me. This one. Okay.
We are going to have the debate. The secretary has already said the first order, which we are going to debate on housing laws and title deed process with the municipality. We'll have the chairperson being the one starting, and we're giving the chairperson 6 minutes to speak, and then the other members will be presenting. This first chairperson will be the Ms. Khutsong South. You'll be given 6 minutes to do the layout. Then we'll have Honorable E. Dube as the first speaker, and then Honorable S. Mapasika. On the second one, Honorable D. Naidu, the third one, and Honorable S. Baloi, the other one. Then we are going to introduce our chairperson for the commission, that is Honorable M. Khutsong South.
I greet you all in the wonderful name of the one and only Savior, Jesus Christ. Madam Speaker of the 2024 Senior Citizens Parliament, and all people present, all protocol observed. I realize, Madam Speaker, that we are resaga gore re ye ko stage. Mara bjane ka batho ba ba godileng, you are saving us the opportunity to walk gore ga re fihla ko staging e be le gore mafatla ga sa kgona go bolela. Let me take this opportunity to thank the Gauteng legislature to give us this platform to raise our challenges and propose solutions, noting that it's been 6 years since the kind of sitting took place in 2018. As the chairperson of the Commission on Housing for the Elderly Citizens, Honorable Speaker, the following laws are more related to housing for elderly people. And this is the Older Persons Act 13 of 2006. This act aims to promote and maintain the rights, well-being, and dignity of older persons. I am glad to know that there is an amendment to the Older Persons Act of 2006 with the purpose to ensure older persons are provided with quality services and are afforded the necessary protection by government, society, including community-based and residential facilities. However, Madam Speaker, it is disheartening that it's been 18 years since the inception of this act, and it's been spoken of implementation challenges. The Housing Act also is another one of 1997. This act regulates housing development, ownership, and occupancy, ensuring access to adequate housing for all, including the elderly. Madam Speaker, we are yet again failed by the implementing agents as they fail to include elderly people as the stakeholders in the development, to be specific, in the processes of application and ownership of houses, ownership and occupation. Therefore, here my commission, which is of housing, will elaborate on the challenges and solutions hereof. We have got another act, which is the Prevention of Illegal Eviction from Unlawful Occupation of Land. That's the PI Act of 1998. This act serves to protect elderly citizens from unfair evictions. There is not much information about this statistics of the elderly people, eviction of statistics of elderly people in South Africa. But we are aware that more elderly people are evicted on a weekly basis. This should serve sufficient as statistics in itself, albeit recorded. Because of South Africa has a shortage of affordable housing, especially for elderly people, factors contributing to this include rising construction costs, slow land release, and insufficient grant funding. Madam Speaker, based on the above, this tells that the government is comfortable with the status quo. But now it's time to wake up, remove the veil from their eyes and their nose to be able to smell the coffee. And Commission on Eviction and Abuse will give us a report on challenges solution hereof also. We also have a States Late Persons Act of 1956. This act governs the administration of deceased estates, including wills. Also, Administration of Estates Act 66.
Persons, they will stay with you in your yard, trying to convince you and manipulate you. At the end, they will go to municipality to say that they have buy the house from you. You have sold them your house. Elderly are being forced and intimidated by municipality to sign acknowledgement of debts. Since maybe we have said that the rates are too high, then if you fail to pay, you've got barking skoloto. Then skoloton sa how ha tlameile o patele, tlameile ba o hapeletse hore o sign dipampiri, ba o hapeletsa hore o sign dipampiri ka skoloto se o tsebang hantle hore o ka se kgone ho se patela because of tšhelete o e golang e leng 2,100. And then hodimo ha moo ho na le dipleke tse leng hore bonkgono ha ba sena tšhelete ya ho patela ba timelwa matlong a bona ba ba timela electricity. Re itse re checka ra thola le hore Heidelberg ho na le pleke mo ba reng ke Ward 10 batho ba Heidelberg ba faceitse bothata bo including batho ba Thembisa le Phomolong le bona ba ya timelwa. Le ha o ka re o dira di arrangement ba ka se bulele because ba nyaka gore o patele tšhelete e patelang ke bona. So ne re kopa government le mo a re shebelle re le bonkgono hore dikoloto tse kang tseo di time di ska tlhola di ba teng. And then ha re tla ho di caregivers ha di bonahale mo ileng hore a di kgone ho thusa bonkgono ba teng mara ha ba bangata le bona re kopa hore ba ba oketse. In case of the elderly people ha ona le mollo re kopa hore kaofela ha rona re bane le di fire extinguisher. Elderly people when request sponsorship re thola bothata ha re batla di sponsorship more especially ko dintlong hore mohlomong ho be le motho a ka o thusang a re kgone ho fihlella di sponsorship. Housing laws are there but are not helping elderly people. Hobaneng re sena tsebo ka yona re batla ho bana le awareness ya law e leng teng ya housing hore kaofela ha rona re fihlelle mo. And then hape re le bonkgono re na le problem ya bana ba ileng hore ba re abuse.
Honorable Pakula, your time is up. Honorable Naidu, you can speak.
Good morning, ngoba abogogo abaningi once bayekulo ema old age home bayashona okusho ukuthi lama old age home awekho emthethweni abawazi umthetho wokuphatha abogogo abadala njengoba ugovernment wethu ehlale singenela house to house makuzovotwa sifuna ngene house to house asibuze ukuthi akhona ama old age home esiwaziyo la endaweni ngoba sifuna ukuthi avelele lawo ma old age home angekho emthethweni abogogo la emagarage ezindlini kuvuleka ama old age home basithumela emabhakedeni ngoba bakwazi ukuphuma lo muntu we old age home uphethele ekhathi la kagogo ugogo ujabulela ukuthi ngihleli nomuntu ongibhekile kodwa ongambhekanga ngendlela eright yileyo kakhulu engikhalela ukuthi hulumeni sukuma ungene door to door njengoba wenza mawufuna ama vote walabo gogo abahlukumezekayo.
Thank you very much. It's a pity it's debate and are only at 4 for open air because of time. And I'm excited when Gogos start speaking like this. And they get excited also, but go back to your forums, go back to your NPOs and start talking. Okay? Thank you very much. As I said, we're moving with time. Time is against us. 4 people have already spoken. May the chairperson, Honorable Khutsong Caesar. Reply to the debate and move for the adoption of the Commission's report.
Madam Speaker and the House at large, re a leboga gore le kwile gore Parlamente e tlisitse ditletlebo tša lena pele ga government ya kere. Ke tshepa le bao ba be ba se gona Parlamenteng le dutšeng kwa le re felegeditšeng re a leboga go menagane re leboga gore le ka sekgowa ba you identify with the problems gore tše re di bolelang le lena ke tše e leng gore le a di experience ko gae ke ka go figelwang mo batho ba ba bolelang. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, we also have the title deeds processes that goes with the Title Deeds Registries Act of 1937 that regulates laws and functions related to the deeds in South Africa. In ali stepe appointment of conveyancing, the seller hires a conveyancer attorney to transfer the title deed to the buyer's name. In all relevant documents are signed and sealed. Documents, the conveyancer submits the transfer documents to the deeds office for registration. Also, issuance of title deeds after registration, the deeds office issues the title deed to the new owner. The payment of transfer costs, the buyer pays transfer costs to the conveyancing attorney, and also the payment of transfer duty, buyers pays transfer duty to SARS unless the property is valued at less than 1,000,001 rand. 100,000 rand, 1,100,000 rand. To this effect, Honorable Speaker, ne re kgopela gore government a ka thusha bagodi gore a ka thusha bjang ka go ba patelela or ka go ba meeta halfway mo ba tshwanetseng ba patela mo ona. Go ditletlebo ka moka tse re di tlisitšego, re kgopela di-challenge le di-possible solutions tse re di tlisitšego pele ga government. Re kgopela gore at least ba re fe response within less than 6 months. In closing, Honorable Speaker, the elderly are the cream of the nation. Therefore, wisdom and understanding is resident in them. Job 12:12 a bolela. When the country can be deliberate, sensitive, and perceptive about or in honoring the elderly by proactively providing for their needs, which is a commandment.
Honorable Msiza, may you kindly
Take care
move.
of the elderly.
Yeah, may you kindly move for adoption.
I, Honorable Chairperson of the Commission on Housing, Laws for the Elderly and move for the adoption of the Commission's report in terms of Rule 168, read together with Rule 117, taking into account all contributions that are made. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and the House at large.
I now call for a seconder. As you rise, give us your name and where you come from.
I'm Honorable N.J. Mudise. I'm from Brandfisher. I raise up to second it.
Thank you. I now put the question, all those in favor say yes. All those not in favor say no. The yes have it. The report is adopted. Can the chairperson kindly hand the resolution of the Commission to of the Housing Laws and Title Deed Process with Municipality? I now declare the debate on housing laws and title deeds process with municipality closed. Thank you very much. May the Secretary read the second order?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The second order is evictions and abuse of elderly people.
It's too high. I mean, make a step slap her. Ngicela into zami. Izinto zakho yizele. Nebhegi yami. Thank you.
The second order has been read. I now call on Honorable S. Pehla, the chairman of the Commission on Eviction, Abuse of the Elderly. Thank you. Yeah.
Deputy Madam Speaker and honorable members, I greet you. Ke a le dumedisha. The purpose of our commission, as tabled before you, is to present and explain facts about the evictions and abuse thereof of our elderly people. It further makes possible recommendations for present and future actions. By compiling this report, we are thus making a clarion call at our government to start taking us serious pertaining to our well-being. It cannot be for us, but without us. I'm going to just give a background, Deputy Madam Speaker. The evictions, which is a pain to many of us, batsofe ba gobala ba kubiwa go dintlong tsa bone because ha bana a mouthpiece. Ge ba complaina, Madam Speaker, ba shupiwa ka menwana, they are being threatened. And motho ga iputsa re di cause ke eng all this, the eviction sale, because molao wa South Africa, the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, provides that no person's property may be taken from he or her, and that no persons may be evicted from his or her home without a court order. This means property which belongs to landlords must apply to court before evicting a person or a tenant from his or her property. Furthermore, the South African Human Rights Commission, as a Chapter 9 institution, is mandated to promote, protect, and monitor the observance of human rights in this country. Our Constitution further recognizes that the right to adequate housing as an important basic human right, where Section 26 provides that everyone has the right to have access to adequate housing. The state must take reasonable legislative and other measures within its available resources to achieve the progressive realization of this right. No one, and I repeat, Madam Speaker, no one may be evicted from their home or have their home demolished without an order of court made after considering all the relevant circumstances. No legislation may permit arbitrary abuse. On the abuse of the elderly, this one is so painful, Madam Speaker. Because according to the World Health Organization, publication that dating back the 15th of June 2024, the following facts were observed. Around 1 in 6 people 60 years and older experienced some form of abuse in community settings during the past year. Rates of abuse of older people have increased during the COVID-19 pandemic. And one can ask himself or herself that, what type of abuse are we talking about? Madam Speaker, we're talking about physical abuse, sexual abuse, and this one, it's a problem. How do my own child end up sleeping with me? And it's happening all over the place because the poor person cannot answer. They're being intimidated. They're being promised that it will kill you. And there's also the emotional, Madam Speaker, and sexual abuse, which can also be linked to their life as a demanding. How the elderly were abused in that center. And up to this present moment, there is no recourse. Nothing has been, achieved. There's no one who's wearing an orange overall up to this day. And we are still quiet about it. So we are saying something needs to be done, Madam Speaker. My colleagues are going to be talking about challenges, the resolutions and recommendations thereof. But I must say this, older persons face many challenges on our daily basis, whereby if there's no government intervention, there could be dire consequences. And if we don't nip this in the bud, Madam Speaker, then it means the knowledge that we have, the wisdom that we have as elderly people doesn't work anymore. Siyahlukumezeka, and our government is keeping quiet. The only thing they know is lip service. The only thing they know is when they come during elections, door to door, for us to vote them in, then thereafter forget about us. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
And the name of the speakers are Honorable L. Muhulati, 3 minutes.
Madume, sapele ireke le botseng gore re feel rona as senior citizens, our government, South African government, molao lebetse ga gona mo re welang teng. The master of the High Court must also consider changing the policies to accommodate us. Ka re lebetse re a kubiwa ra tlhokofetse. Re na le di corrupt officials, especially in the deeds office. Ba ba kgonang go nka ba change di title deed gore re kubiwe ba di fa batho ba bangwe. Government e impose le ke rata ntho mme morakana e buileng teng. You spousal abuse mo rona. Lentse gore ha re kry-a di pension ga ntate Mohulatsi a bereka ko government ke bereka ko hypercheckers, the next thing nna ke kere SASSA ke tshwentse ka dependa mo yene all the time, and ha ke ya ko police station ke tlo re ha reka phofo I become a laughing stock linkile dignity ya rona. You impose this pension on us ha ne re bereka ba botle o mo lo mo na patela tax, but now you have taken it away from us. Now we have to go forever being abused by the government. Renali corrupt lawyers, not all of them, Baba swindling the older person for their houses, and the government is not helping us. Renali ward councillors who are caught in the middle of the family feud, SAPS is not also getting in. Renali wonkono, libontate mogolo renale Alzheimer, le dementia, ra kubiwa mo mantlong because hote re a lawyer, but it is our house. Ki community rukubang, the family members, le sabse ga re thuse ga bon khono ba ke re ba le ko serateng o tshwere ke Alzheimer or dementia. The facility, the home based, there's a serious problem there. Agona di inspector tse ilo check ang gore is there any water, sanitations and all that. Nobody cares about the home based facilities, which is worse. We are all getting older. We are in the era of 2024. Gona di GBV into the older people. Nobody is looking after them. It's only for the young ones. GBV is happening on the older person. The perpetrators for the older person, Hakuna register for one. They continue doing the same thing. Same as the caregivers, because Hakuna accreditation. Government employees are not even vetted. So everybody can do whatever they want on us and it's okay. Dignity arona ingil. Refill extended social packages, which we call it AEP. The government had created it, but at the same time, the same government is taking the ESP away from us. For the fact ya gore ke na le 200 rand into the bank account, e leng gore ke romeletse ke ngwana, maybe, bara o na le tšhelete, account ya gago e na le tšhelete, so how qualify for ESP? Why did you introduce it? Okay?
Your time is up, thank you. I now call upon Honorable L. Mukwena.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I think that 30 years into our democracy, with the active elderly, we are still being abused. We are still being evicted from our homes. The abuse that we are being faced with is a financial one. I'll start with that one. Financially, we are being abused. We don't have access to our funds because our children, our grandchildren, they are keeping our SASSA cards with them. They tell us what to do with our money. And at the end, we find ourselves begging from them to buy us this and that we need in our homes. The very same things that will assist them, help them to live. We come to Baba Bitam, Bomashonisa. Di kati tsa rona bo nkgono le bo ntatemolo di fella bo machonisa. Because of bone bana ba rona ba re createla di problem ka nka di kati tsa rona ba di keep mo bone. We end up going to bomashonisa re lo batla di loan. Tse leng gore at the end ha re kgone di patala. Mashonisa ha tla o etsang o nka the very same card mo ngwaneng ole. Now we all suffer mo ntlong ka baka la abuse e statilweng ke bana ba rona. And then we go to our shebe di evictions. Our own kids, ba re ntsha mo dintlong tsa rona, ba re isa ko di back roomong. That ke eviction into eo. O ntsha mo ntlong ya ka unlawfully, o nkenya ko roomong. And then they start go buisana ka mo ntlong gore go etsuweng ka ntlo eo. Mang ba fana dikamore, wena o tlanka e kgolo, nna ke tlanka ya koko. Ba ipha dipleke tsa bona. Then you come to the social workers. We look at them, re complain mo bone, ba di nka ditletlebo tsa rona, empa ha ba di fetisetse pele. Di fella ho bona. And at the end, ha re kgone ho thosa go fumana thuso e leng gore re batla ho mmuso. The lawyer, Usachilo Honorable Muhulas, are no. Ba corrupt, banka di bribe, ba etswa ke bo mang, ke bona bana ba rona ba e leng gore ba ba disetsa gore ba kgone ba lokisetsa gore ba renkele dintlo kapo ba renkele ditshwanelo tsa rona. Then we go to the question ya the councillors. Councillors are not visible. They are not visible. They are not known in their own communities. Aga botsa bo nkgono re councillor one mo what mang ke mang ha ba tsebe le hore ke mang hobane ha ba tjhakele ha tsamaye door to door a utlwe hore mo bothata ba nkgono kapa ntatemoholo ke eng bothata ba nkgono mo ntlong e ke eng a kgone ho nka ntho tseo a etse di-report a di fetisetse pele
Councillor.
hore di attended to ha o se o tlile ha o bathong ke a leboha madam.
Do, Councillor Naidu, it's 3 minutes. Or honor, I do.
Yeah. Okay, please give me my space. Thank you. Honestly, some corrections is on the Madam Speaker. Naki Honorable Nirang Moalusi ki presenta di resolutions. So honestly, some fela ki typing errors studies are for. So, sorry. Please, man. Honorable Deputy Madam Speaker, I am Honorable A.D. Mwalusi. We view evictions as abuse in itself, as crime to humanity, more especially to the elderly people. So my team, after a thorough engagement, finally agreed that the following should be its resolutions worth endorsing. Stop the evicting orders aimed at robbing older persons of their homes, which they painfully worked hard to acquire. Older persons must stop protecting the perpetrators who continue to wrong them by reporting such incidents to the SAPS. Older persons must stage marches. Renale right to march. It's not that Kare setse re tsofetse re godile ga re kgone go ka fitla ra ema mo pele ga office ya anybody and re toitoie le rona and bring the province to a halt around all the 5 regions, just Gauteng, whereby petitions would be handed over to government officials to say that we may be retired, but we are not retarded. Re godile mare ga se gore re tshwantse gore re tshwana le dilo tse di latlhetsweng ko thoko kwa. We should ask our local municipalities for a reduction of the billing system or scrap the arrears for the elderly. Educate community members about older people that are killed because of the allegations that they are witches. Rena le tumelo nyana fela e sa itseng gore e tla ka bana or ba e rutile ke mang gore ga ntse re gola re nna baloi. Mare ga ntse re ba godisa ne re le
Honorable Mwalusi, your time is up. Thank you.
Amen.
On my list, I also have Honorable Naidu. I wonder if Honorable Naidu is here. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Speaker, honorable fellow members. I am Honorable R. Naidu. On behalf of my team, I will give out all the recommendations. Our recommendations, amongst others, are directed at our Gauteng provincial government to stop the lip service or talk shops and do the right thing. by engaging all departments of government to assist DSD in the protection and the well-being of older persons. Requesting financial institutions or loan sharks to stop providing outrageous loans to older persons, especially the withholding their bank cards or identity documents until payments are made. Establishing a state bank that could only look into the affairs of the older persons in order to discourage loan sharks or big financial institutions from burdening us with huge interest rates that are suffocating us. Continue with education of our communities through awareness campaign about the well-being of older persons. Creating an enabling environment for older persons to occupy a permanent seat or representation in the Gauteng legislature and the representative, which must be implicated in selling of houses belonging to older persons. Prosecuting all corrupt lawyers found to have swindled or robbed unsuspecting older persons of their properties. Provisions of a 24-hour free helpline service at the 5 regions of Gauteng. Provisions of a free legal service and a provisions of long-term support and advocacy. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I now call for open time and will only allow 4 participants to speak on the debate. Also note that participants who are on the speaking list will not be allowed to speak during open time. Also, do not forget to mention your name and the rule that you are standing on. Thank you. The lady over there in black and white.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Audrey May. I would like to recommend on the other elements of abuse. My challenge to the government to let councillors to know every elderly person in his or her ward, to work with qualified caregivers, social worker, to make regular visits, as there are other elements of abuse like sexual abuse that is not reported, physical, financially, violation of human rights, physical isolation, to make workshops, to teach do's and don'ts of our rights. Secondly, the abuse of government to elders, not allowing us to get discount on groceries, electricity, or increase the 2,000 at least to 2.5, as cost of living is very high. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I now call upon the next person. You'll be talking on Rule 77/7. The next person, please.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ke le dumedisa ba botlhe ba ba leng ka mo gare ga seboka se. Nna ke rata ke re go gormente ya rona. Sorry. Go gormente ya rona. Re bua ka abuse ya bonkgono le bontatemogolo. Abuse e batho ba go tshwantseng ba re tlhokomele ke bona ba re abusang. E.g. bjane ka yona gormente ya rona e tshwantseng e re tlhokomele e re abusa ka tsela e yang Gormente no re fa tšhelete ya rona ya modende ka di 1 kgwedi le kgwedi. Gona no he di 1 di tla re ema di 2 di 3 ke gona re kry-ang tšhelete. So ne re kopa gore busetsa di 1 ko because bokoko ba bang ba rile ya thata mo go yone, and then o kry he tlotla bo di 2 di 3 ba sokola thata. E nngwe ya bobedi ke rata kere ko police station re kopa gore go nne le desk ya bonkgono le bontatemogolo, especially bonkgono. A ke re la itse re gona no gormente gore bonkgono ba ba tsenelela ba bakata, and then re go beiwe desk ya police frow o motonanyana gore he re tla ka ditletlebo tse di tshwanang le tseo a kgone go utlwa, because if re fitlhela ba bannyanenyana then o mmolelela gore maabane ke tlo bula case, maabane I was raped. O tshagela ko thoko, the next thing o bitsa a friend, and then le ena o la gore but ga ile mme o tile ha ke mora ke re ngwana ka ke tlile fa ke letse ke a thekilwe maabane yana le yana o tlo kgona go nkutlwa. Ke a leboga modula Steve.
The next speaker, please don't forget to mention your name and the rule you are standing on.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and the House at large. I think the issue of eviction and abuse has to do with the work of social workers. Now, in a recent study, it was said that the social workers are facing 40 individuals per day. It's 40 against one social worker. Now, look at the education department. It was said 40 children for one teacher, but all those teachers, all those children are with the teacher in one class. Now the social workers here are facing 40 people against them, and they are in different institutions like NGOs. They have to travel to them. I think that ratio does not make any sense. Now I'm employing and asking the government to employ more social workers in order to meet the demands. Because I think the social workers at the present moment are throttled with the job that they have to do. Thank you.
Honorable members, I shall now call upon Honorable S. Petla. Please reply to the debate and move for the adoption of the Commission's report.
I thank you, Madam Speaker. After hearing all the submissions from various commissions, especially the first commission on housing and the second one on evictions and abuse of the elderly, it must tell us that we are talking about our plight. And in talking about our plight, we are pleading with our government to please look at us and not throw us under the bus. They need us as much as we need them. They cannot need us only when there are elections and they forget about us. Because actually it's another abuse, form of abuse. They will tell you, they will promise you heaven and earth. But the implementation, Madam Speaker. We need something to be done. Like, not, but it must happen very soon. Because time is moving against us. So, do the right thing. Look after us. In conclusion, I, Honorable Simon Petla, Chairperson of the Commission on Eviction Laws and Abuse of Older Persons, hereby move for the adoption of the Commission report in terms of Rule 168, read with Rule 117, taking into account all contributions made. I thank you.
I now call for a seconder.
My name is Honorable Virama Kavenda. I am from Benoni and I second the Honorable Peter Simon.
I now put the question. All those in favor say yes. All those not in favor say no. Yes. The yes have it. The report is adopted. Kindly hand the resolutions of the Commission on Eviction Laws and Abuse of the Elderly. Thank you. I now declare the debate on the eviction laws and abuse of the elderly persons closed. Okay. Will the secretary please read the third order?
Madam Speaker, the report on debate on importance of drafting a will with the elderly persons.
Debate on the Commission for Wills. I now call upon Honorable Themba Mafafu, the chairperson of the Commission on Wills.
Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, honorable members and guests, good afternoon, Sanbonani, Dumelang. I am Honorable Themba Mafafu. I'm honored to be chairing the Commission on how to draft a will. Honorable members and guests, whether we like it or not, death happens to us. I know it's a dreadful subject, but an important one for discussion in a festive season. Nevertheless, it so happens that October is the UN International Old Age Month. Interestingly, the 2024 theme is Aging with Dignity. Now, dignity and social relationships are very important to us Africans. Hence, the majority of us have a funeral policy which provides for a dignified funeral of the loved one. A will is just as important as a funeral policy. So what is a will? Briefly, a will is the final wishes of the deceased on how their estates or assets are to be distributed. Madam Speaker, and House at large, it is important to know that the will is not limited to the distribution of assets only. And my colleague will elaborate on that. Now, a will is a legal document. A will can be written and witnessed by two competent people. Those who witness the will cannot be the beneficiaries. And the person who writes the will cannot be younger than 16 years of age. Now, there are cost implications to drafting a will. And that we've identified in my commission as a barrier or as a challenge. And we've made recommendations to that effect. So, affordability being a barrier, then there's a question of ignorance. And I don't mean ignorance rudely, but ignorance that there is such a thing as a will. There are only 30% people who have a will in our population. So, I mean, in a population of those people who qualify or are competent to write a will. But this is not just something that is particular to South Africa. I believe in the United States of America, 2/3 of the population do not have a will. So on that particular note, I would like to call upon my colleagues to elaborate. I thank you.
I will now call upon Mr. Honorable, I haven't called your name yet. Thank you. I will now call upon 4 speakers on this commission. They each have 3 minutes each. I will call upon Mr. Honorable S. Ramabuya.
Deputy Speaker, Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, let me take this moment to acknowledge all protocol present here today. Ke dumedisha gape le setšhaba the Rainbow Nation le botse bjang iphetele matsogo. I'm going to be talking about a will, what a will is and what is entailed in the drafting of a will. I'll also speak about barriers, complications, challenges of a will. What is a will? A will is a legal document that expresses the wishes of an individual as to how their assets should be distributed upon their passing on. A will can also include on how the funeral service must be conducted. A good example of that will be a wish made by the late Honorable Tito Mboweni, may his soul rest in peace. He wanted former President Honorable Thabo Mbeki to render eulogy at his funeral. I won't go into the details. Individuals can also avail some of their organs for donations with the Department of Health. Instruction can also be specific as to the nature of burial, for example, underground burial or cremation. What makes this special document legal? As my colleague here has already alluded, if you are 16 and above, you can engage into drafting a will. And also, there must be a signature of the drafter, which is the right of the will, the witness, and again, you need to initialize all the pages of the will by the writer, the draft of the will, and 2 witnesses. That declares the document legal. In every activity, there is a challenge. There are so many challenges in drafting a will. I chose to speak about 3 because of time constraints. Affordability is number 1 on my list. Wills can cost an arm and a leg. Wills don't come cheap. They require a strong financial muscle. This challenge is really a burden, especially to us senior citizens, as we cannot afford. The next challenge is storage. A will is not a secret document.
Honorable Ramabuya, your time is up.
Okay. A will is not a secret document, but the contents are. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable L. Dia.
Honorable Madam Speaker, honorable members, I greet you. The bad news that I'm going to give to you is this. We are all going to die someday, very soon. You like it or not, you're all going to die. Yes, it is indeed, you're all going to die. And if you die without a will, all your assets and everything that you have worked for will all go. Will all go to the swindlers and the scammers. So I'm warning you now, please do a will as soon as possible, because kusasa sonke sinje retlebere badimo. Badimo ba tla ba robetse ba sa thaba because the assets tsa bona di tle be di matsohong a wrong. Dikoloi tsa bona di tle be di kgannwa ke batho ba sa batle ba bona bana ba sa ba rate. So please make it a point that you make a will. This morning, the department, the master was here, and he took almost all that we've been preparing for the whole week, because they spoke of everything that we've been preparing. We've been there in Joburg for the last 5 days, and they said everything that we are supposed to say. So all I'm saying to you now is that please make a will. Most of us here are illiterate, and most of us here are semi-literate. They don't know actually what is a will. So you government are the only people that can make us aware how to draw a will and how to keep it safe. You know, I left school, kind of going corporal punishment. I got 30 lashes, and I said school is no more for me. So I don't understand what is a will. Someone here never went to school. Some of us, but school spell it. They don't understand anything that is being spoken here, most especially English. So these guys, Bako masters, they were talking. I'm sorry to say, they were talking Chinese. They were talking astronomical numbers about how the will, if one is to retrieve his will from the masters, got to pay. I don't think one of us still remember the figures that they were talking about this morning. So please, government, help us to make a will cheaper for us, because we can't afford those astronomical figures that the masters was speaking about this morning. So we want, if you can, please make us aware how to draft a will, and not only us, but
Honorable Tia, your time is up.
Madam Speaker, there are lots of our friends out there that doesn't know how the will is being drawn. There are lots of us out there that doesn't have an opportunity to come and sit with us here. Please help them out. Thank you very much.
I will now call upon Mr. Mumakwe. Please remember to give us your name and the rule you are standing on.
Okay. Ke le dumedisa lotlhe. Nna ke Honorable Mary Kamela. Ke emetse ntate Mumakwe ya naga seo. Okay. Tla ya ntate. O fitlhile la.
Good day, Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and the House at large. Speaking here is Honorable Andrew Mumakwe. Under the wills, ke tlabe ke bua ka dissolution tsa will. Re na le challenges ha re batla drafta di will. So ke tshwere di-solution tse few nyana for the will. Go botlhokwa thata for batho ba bagolo ba ba draftang di will, gore ba be kelotlhoko thata ge ba choose-a motho o tlo tlhokomelang di-wills tsa bona, e bong executor. And go tlo ba botlhokwa sa bobedi, go tlo ba botlhokwa for batho ba bagolo go batla information le go i-checka information e ba e tholang mo di-institution tse di right, tse di relevant, tse di le mo molaong. And se seng sa boraro, ba be kelotlhoko thata mo di-awarenesseng tse ba di attendang ko di-workshopong tse ba tlang ba tlhalosetsa ka tsona ka di-will. Sa bofelo, se ke ne otileng one, elderly people must take use of institutions that work with the government in drafting a will. I thank you all.
The next speaker will be Honorable Lindy Masombuga.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'm Honorable Lindy Masombuga. A lot has been said regarding wills, and I think this small portion was left out. Can a will be contested? Yes, a will can be contested if they found that there is faulty information or any adjustments being made to the will. Just be aware that a will can be contested, but it has also got challenges because it takes long to be addressed, and while it's being addressed, your kids could be suffering because the money will be put on hold until the will is winded up. I will also like to add on to the recommendations. What elderly people want the government to do for us. What we are saying, we don't want to talk to councillors and street committees regarding our issues as elderly people. We would like to have a help desk of people, trained people who are there to deal with elderly people so that we can address issues with them and hoping that those issues will be escalated. And also, the legal justice system must have awarenesses, and they must do them in conjunction with DSD and other legal, paralegal entities. So that when we approach the people that we deal with in the ground, like DSD, they should know what we're talking about. We don't want to ask a question about wills to people that we deal with in the ground and they don't know what we are talking about. Government should identify paralegal entities where older people will go and draft their wills free. We have so little money, we can't still go pay for wills at the banks and so forth. We need to have free places identified by government where we will walk in and draft our wills. We are also saying to the justice and legal that SASSA goes to malls and community places to talk about SASSA and so on. Why can't justice go to malls and community centers and come and address our issues regarding drafting of wills and so forth? Why must we get legal people where we will be able to pay money to draft our wills? We feel as elderly people that justice is not doing enough. They must come to people, we mustn't go to them. We are older people who have got challenges of mobility and finances. So they must come to the people the same way that when we vote, people come to our houses and beg for votes. Legal must come to our houses and teach us about making wills. That's the challenge that we have, and thank you.
I will now call for open time and will only allow 4 participants to speak to the debate. Also know that participants who are on the speaking list will not be allowed to speak during open time. Also, do not forget to mention your name and the rule you are standing on. Thank you. The lady straight, thank you. In an orange duke.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Speaker. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Honorable Molly Mudiselle from Tshwane region, Harankua. Nna ke tlo kopa hore government wa rona a tlhokomele bagodi ka tsela e tshwanelegileng. A batla me Morakano buile are God is good all the time. Ke a rata ha motho e le motho wa ka moharapala gore lefatshe ke gona ga le nyeletse. Ke bue ka makhanselara a rona. Makhanselara re ba bona fela ha se go ka nako ya go maybe go ntshiwa di-food parcels or ka nako ya di-vote. O kena jwa mo di-food parcels. And another thing e ke kopang ka bina ke Nkosi Sigelela. Go na le mo government yena ka bo yena a ntshitse sa se ntshitseng ke sona se le motlolo. Ha pina e ya go tlase e ne e re ka nako e ha isana moya o ingcwele. Moya o ingcwele ke yona mo ruta le bana ba banyane ko dikolong. Ha isale e ba go ntshiwa moya o ingcwele. Lefatshe re tlositse moemedi o itse ha morena Jesu a tsamaya le bang. Ke le sia le the Holy Spirit e tla ba moemedi wa lona. O thoko kwa ka bona ha re mo bitse. Ke a kopa ka kopo le bana ba banyane because bana ba banyane ha ba itse Holy Spirit.
Honorable, thank you. Your time is up. Before I call presently, I'd like to call for hands open time, 3 minutes.
Under wills,
Ke rata ko dibankeng. Re le bonkgono, re tshaba go atumela ko bankeng. Afala, banka go na le percentage e tona mo tšheleteng eo. Jwanong ha o sena tšhelete mogolo, ke ye ko masters. Ha ke fitla ko masters o tlang ka nako eo ha ke sana tšhelete. Ke tla go itlwele a shebe age ya rona gore re tšhelete. Re relaile mo 2,100 e re golang.
Time, any other speaker?
Honorable Morales said, and on Rule 77.7, will, like the speaker tsotlhe di buile ka awareness. Mara nkgolo o home based, ene o tlo itse yang ka will go senang, because rona re fortunate re sentse. So le bonkgolo ba ko gae ba ba latelle fela jaaka di speaker tsentse di bua gore ge le di gore nkgolo o ga setse a tlhokafetse ditlogolo di lwana le bo malome le bo auntie ba bantsha mo dintlong, because ga re tlo kgona go nna Africa September ba botlhe batho ba na le mabaka. Mare ga e le right through ga setse ba buile di health desk o ye ko teng o ile o botsa anytime mo jareng e sa nna go will safekeeping re bole o tshwanetse gore e nne kae for safety, because ga se everybody o nang le ba. Madam Speaker.
Ke a go dumedisa, Madam Speaker. O studisha will o ka the truth mo yone. Re setse bana re na le at the end of the day will ya re ditlogolo ga di a tshwanna go kry a year ago. I sold it. After selling it, I made sure that the money I
have looked at the program. I have looked at the program for today and I realized that part of the program was to discuss interstate succession law, which means what happens when you do not have a will. And this law, interstate succession law, was written in 1987. And when I looked through it, I found that it was not relevant for us Africans. And I would also like to add that government should look at that law again, because I found most of the clauses there not to be African, it was written pre the new dispensation. That is my contribution. Thank you. The chairman. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Honorable Member T. Mafafu, to please reply to the debate and move for the adoption of the Commission's report.
Thank you, Chairperson. I think it's been an interesting discussion. We thank you for your attentive listening. As Chairperson, I think the key message from a Chairperson is really the political overview. I think we must understand the context that we are discussing this will under. And that is chronic poverty. Every time somebody mentions something about a will to me, intuitively, I respond negatively because I have very little assets to distribute. So what's the point? I think the speakers have alluded to the fact that the will is not limited to just assets. In blended families, and there are challenges in terms of wills. Who takes care of the minor children in the case of I being deceased? So that's an important part. So I want to thank you all. And on that note, Honorable Chair, I, the Honorable Chairperson of the Commission for acceptance of the Commission report in terms of Rule 168, read with Rule 117, taking into account all the contributions made. I thank you.
I now call for a seconder.
My name is Seko Ramabuya. I arise to second.
I now put the question. All those in favor say yes. For those who are not in favor, say no. The yes have it. The report is adopted. Kindly hand over the resolutions of the Commission on Wills. I now declare the debate on wills closed.
Department of Justice. Mari, still remember, or even if it's the same, but you find out who specialize at this other one, who specialize at this. No, not all of them. We'll take this view. I think when they speak.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the honorable members for their contributions.
So what type of questions are you asking?
I'm sorry, I'm hearing somebody's voices.
Maybe an responsibility then.
Thank you. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the honorable members for their contributions in the various debates. I would like to welcome the chairperson of the Social Development Committee, Honorable Dr. Tlou Chokwe, and invite to give a summary of debate and receive the resolutions of the House.
Yes. Honorable Deputy Speaker of this Parliament, Honorable Chair of Chairs, Honorable Deputy Chairs of Chairs, members of this Parliament, our Honorable Speaker of Gauteng Legislature, the Chair of Chairs and Deputy Chairs of Gauteng Legislature, members of the Gauteng Legislature present here, leadership of the municipality present here, and most importantly, the senior citizens of our province and everyone present here today. Good afternoon. I'm standing here as the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Social Development to accept the resolutions that have been crafted and agreed upon by you, our older persons. The resolutions are a product of a work that you have embarked upon not only today, but for a very long time. There's so much thinking and reasoning that went through this product that I am accepting today. I wish to assure you that as a committee of social development here in Gauteng, we will make sure that those that are tasked with responding to these resolutions are doing so within the stipulated time frames so that this resolution do not fall within the cracks. What a time to come and provide you with the resolutions as the chairperson of this portfolio committee, because it's like it was synchronized. I can share with you that as the Social Development Committee, we have just concluded the public hearing on Older Persons Amendment Bill, whereby we had two public hearings on the 11th and the 16th October 2024 in Johannesburg City Hall, in Johannesburg, and in Hammanskraal in Pretoria, respectively. And I'm sure that some of you did attend those hearings. There are several amendments that the Older Persons Bill have made, and they included the following among others. We look at the general amendments, and we said, what must we do with the police officers? And we are saying, police officers should be trained and sanitized to deal with older persons, because older persons are not the same as dealing with a young, vibrant, energetic person in our country. We look at the abuse register, and we said, while such a register may exist, it only serves to deal with those who have been found guilty in a court of law. So all projects and programs are expected to have such a register, but in most instances, there is nothing or it is never completed. Strict compliance mechanisms should be developed in order to ensure accurate and updated maintenance of the information on such a register. We look at the courts, and we said courts should be empowered to deal with cases concerning abuse of older persons, similarly to the Children's Court, which is empowered by the Children's Act. Further clarity needs to be provided on how this bill will protect those taking care of the elderly, who act in protection or defense against perpetrators who attack elderly people in their care. We are of the view as the committee that these amendments to Older Persons Bill will improve the lives of you going forward. We want to share with you that note that the final voting mandate is expected to be adopted by the National Council of Province on the 6th of November 2024, and after that, the President will sign the bill into law. During the feedback session, as the chairperson of this Committee on Social Development, I promise you that we will make sure that you are taken through this new Older Persons Act. To the chairperson of Gauteng Legislature and the deputy chairperson of Gauteng Legislature, you must, or may you please, take note of this undertaking as the custodians of the sector parliament at our Gauteng Provincial Legislature. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Dr. Tlou Chokwe, for the address. I will further, sorry, Honorable Dr. Chokwe, you can take the resolutions with you. Thank you very much. I would further like to take this opportunity to welcome the chairperson of committees of Gauteng Legislature, Honorable Dalton Adams, to present his closing remarks. Bishop, I want
wanted to say, Bishop.
Honorable Speaker, you are truly a good speaker. Let's give a hand, everybody. What? You did exceptionally well. The Deputy Speaker also did exceptionally well. Let's give a hand, everybody. Well done. To all the honorable members, you have upheld excellently the decorum of the House. You reminded me that we are sitting in the Gauteng legislature. You did not put one foot miss. Give yourself a hand, all of you today. Amen. Honorable Speaker, in absentia, Honorable Morikane, our Deputy Speaker, Honorable Manamela, in absentia, Honorable Premier was supposed to be here. He gave us an apology. Our Deputy Chair of Chairs, Honorable Tulani, our Social Development Committee Chairperson, he spoke now, Honorable Chokwe, our councillor that welcomed us, Councillor Terence Nkandi, all the chairpersons that are present, the MPLs, if there's any of you here, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Gauteng, our founding father, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, said the following words, and I want it to resound in our ears as we come to the close of our senior citizens sector parliament. Former President Nelson Mandela said, a society that does not value its older people denies its roots and endangers its future. I think I must repeat that. A society, a people, a government that does not value its older people actually denies its roots and endangers its future. I want to make a clarion call in my closing remarks to the government of Gauteng. Let us strive to enhance their capacity to support themselves for as long as possible. And when they cannot do it anymore, let us care for them. I am greatly privileged and honored to extend a vote of thanks at the GPL Senior Citizen Sector Parliament 2024. The presence of the Speaker today of the Gauteng Legislature, as well as other leaders that are present despite their busy schedules, reflects the importance they attach to the Senior Citizen Sector Parliament. We are indeed inspired by your guidance, vision and passion with respect to matters related to our senior citizens and veterans. Honorable Speaker, we are also immensely grateful to the Premier of Gauteng, Honorable Panyaza Lesufi, who responded. Although he could not be here because he was called by the presidency for an urgent matter. Make no mistake today, senior citizens, that the Premier of Gauteng, Honorable Panyaza Lesufi, the love and care that he has for you will surpass everything in the 7th administration. In the same breath, allow me to thank all our partners, the Independent Electoral Commission, the IEC, as well as the Master of the High Court, whom we worked with for support, vision, and commitment to this critical sector in our society. I will not be doing justice, Honorable Deputy Chair of Chairs, if we do not thank the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the 2024 Senior Citizens Sector Parliament for chairing this event so successfully in the manner that you did today. It shows that your value and ability go far beyond your years.
most importantly to you, our senior citizens. And I must be honest, at times as you were speaking and debating, I became emotional, but also grateful and thankful. And wanted to reach out our hands to say, teach us, transfer your wisdom to us. Tell us what to do, guide us. And if we have failed you as the younger generation, let us pull up our socks and hear what you are saying. So to you, our senior citizens, you are indeed the most honorable members here today. We remain blessed by your years of selfless dedication, struggles and commitment to a better tomorrow. Your ongoing leadership inspires us all that a better society is indeed possible long after our time may have passed. So as the chairperson of committees in the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, I recognize the engagement such as these assist in deepening relations with key sectors of our society. Our oversight and lawmaking processes are able to use your valuable input that you gave to Honorable Chokwe today, our social development chair today, the resolutions you gave to him, the input you gave to him will transform the lives of the people of Gauteng. It is my solemn prayer that what you gave to him we will make work of it. It will not be a tick box exercise. It will not be something that is filed. In the oversight capacity, as the chair of chairs, deputy chair of chairs, we accept the challenge, Honorable Chair of Social Development Department. We will make sure that the resolutions that were submitted today will have expression and manifestation in the lives of our senior citizens in Gauteng. So as I draw to a slow close like a real bishop, when we hear senior citizens, we think old. Well, let me assure you, judging by the level of deliberations we had today, I can say with safety, old but definitely not cold. You have demonstrated to us that indeed we have much more to learn and gain from your wisdom. This is because as our senior citizens, you play a significant role in the social fabric of our society. Yes, make no mistake, my beloved elders, you have an immense ocean of experience and can actively participate in administration through your views on government policies and interventions. Through your views on government policies and interventions. May I also say that for me, it is incredibly important that we listen to what you are saying. As society continues to place greater emphasis on youth and productivity, which it should, it may easily be to overlook the immense value that senior citizens bring to our communities. The truth is that senior citizens are an integral part of society and their worth cannot be understated. Let's be clear about that. Thank you also for your honesty, your robust debate. You did not hold any punches back. You spoke like true citizens. You criticized. You told us our wrongs, and that you must be applauded for. So from your wealth of knowledge and experience to your significant contributions in the workforce and the community as senior citizens, you play a vital role in shaping our present and our future. As we age, now I'm young, and I used to be young and good looking, now I'm only looking. So I'm getting to your age very quickly. We accumulate a lifetime of stories and insights and lessons that are invaluable to younger generations. This makes our senior citizens an essential element in maintaining a healthy and vibrant society. Furthermore, your value to the fabric of society goes far beyond your individual contributions. Senior citizens also play a crucial role in bringing together different generations and fostering intergenerational connections. This contributes to a sense of social cohesion and strengthens communities. Honorable Speaker, let us also not forget your role as members and mentors and guides in society as we grapple with ushering in the next generation of society. This is why we come to you. This is why we feel never that you will be ever forgotten. We will continue coming to you. We will value your input because we recognize your importance as being crucial for building a healthier and more inclusive society by valuing and appreciating the contributions of older adults. We not only promote their well-being, but also enrich the lives of all members of society. In closing, let me say, as I conclude, allow me to thank the GPL Sector Parliament Task Team, guided by senior management, the presiding officers, who have tirelessly worked to make this event a resounding success. With these words, Honorable Speaker, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to leave you with the words of Kelly Roper. Thank you, elders. Thank you, elders. The lessons that you taught us, the experience you shared with us, the disciplines you gave us, the sacrifices you made for us, the history that you passed on to us, the times you worried about us, the times you celebrated with us, and how you've loved us no matter what we did. Thank you. Now, while you're still alive, we as the Gauteng Provincial Legislature and Gauteng Provincial Government say to all our senior citizens, thank you, and God bless you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Deputy Chairperson, Honorable Dalton Adams, for the beautiful words. It's very encouraging for us older persons. Wow. We have come to the end of everything now. Participants are kindly requested to proceed to the front building for a photo session immediately after the sitting, honorable members. We are also, everybody invited to join the Gauteng Provincial Legislature for lunch at the prepared place. That concludes the business of the day. The House is now adjourned.
Sorry. Let's all sit down. We are going to do like this. We are going to rise up, allow the presiding officers to walk through. You are going to be ushered by Emma. Emma will usher you to the side wall, and then, the presiding officers will go out, followed by the members of parliament, to go outside for a photo shoot. You'll walk straight and go out from the door outside on the right-hand side. And then the rest of us will remain seated until they come back. The MPLs will go to the side wall there. You will be catered that side. The rest will be seated here and will be taken care after. They're still busy with our lunch. So again, we can interact with the Masters High Court. They're there at the back. This office, if you want to inquire and take their educational material, you can go at the back. For now, I'm going to allow that we rise and then allow the presiding officers to go to their photo shoot, followed by the members of the parliament, and then the MPLs will go to the side walls. The rest will get seated. Thank you. Siyabonga.